All right. Hello, everybody. We are starting the stream now. Please trickle in. Come on in. Say hi. Make sure you say hi to the guy next to you or the girl next to you. Make friends. Be social. It's not COVID anymore as much, so we can be social and stuff. So it's good to do that. So we are coming off of a wonderful W tonight. Wonderful W because we haven't had one in a little bit. So for me, this is something that was sorely, desperately, and deservedly needed. And also, not to bury the lead a little bit, but we have a special guest tonight that we'll be having on. His name is Ethan. He's in charge of the Atlanta United since 2017's Instagram. You may have seen some of his posts around. He's a wonderful contributor of awesome content on the internet that is Atlanta United focused and has caught our eye, and it's something that we are more than happy to talk about him with, especially when it comes to a super W that we have tonight. AJ, why don't you take it away while I get it going?
So yeah, Atlanta United 3-1 win over DC United, and it's, like we were saying, much needed. It's, oh man, after draw after draw after draw, we finally break that duck. And I mean, at home, we needed to make this a fortress, and we did so tonight. We got the early goal. They unfortunately smacked one right back at us, so that hurt a little bit. But that first half definitely made it seem like it was kind of geared up for some deja vu. But we have Ethan here, and good to have you, man. And doing well, man. Doing quite well. I would imagine you are as well.
Yeah, I mean,
it is. Yeah, it is quite a good 3 points. What were your thoughts?
I mean, for one thing, we didn't tie, so that's great. Also held on to the lead. Haven't done that much this season. I thought Guzan did well as well.
Who are your top three stars of the game?
Wolf off the bench was great.
Yeah.
Giacomakis also, I mean, it's on 10 goals now for the season, and I don't know my third right now.
May I offer a Johnny Fortune?
Gets a shout.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. But Guman probably gets a shout. I mean, with the goal and the assist. We'll get who maybe the man of the match is from you. But in terms of the level of play, was it something that you thought it was better than previous matches, or did it look a little similar? Did we deserve this win? What were your thoughts?
I mean, I think you might have been talking about this as I joined, but I think we started out decent, as has been the case for a lot of our games, and then it kind of falls off the rails a little bit. But I mean, overall, I think we did. Second half, I don't think they had too many good chances. I feel like of the matches we won and didn't deserve to win, and lost that we did deserve, I feel like this is one that we did deserve the win, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're meaning DC didn't really have a ton of chances in the second half. And it is that. I think we definitely controlled a little bit more of that second half for sure. There was, I think, a marked difference to this, a little bit more poised, a little bit more something that we want to see from Atlanta United. In terms of, then let's get to that. We alluded to it. You're a man of the match. Who gets the biggest plaudits?
I'd say, honestly, Giacomakis. Because, I mean, he had the first goal, but then also he got the pass into Gutman, the hockey assist, for the third goal, I think. So, I mean, about the same as Gutman in terms of, goals and assists, but I think, to get the first goal, I think that's big for overall helping our chances.
I have a question. Did he get another yellow? And is that like when is he getting?
Yeah.
When is he getting
Yeah.
accumulation where he's just out the next game?
He is.
He is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was afraid of. Like, Jesus. I mean, the guy is.
And-
he thinks he's like a defensive midfielder or something. It's crazy.
And like
Yeah.
10 seconds before he gets subbed out too. That was just. I like that he's aggressive and physical, but just looking over to the sideline.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a little bit of that too. It's Pineda. It's on Pineda to control that a little bit as well from him, because he's got to reel it in. I mean, there was a moment where he was still like tracking back, and it was like right before he got the yellow. He was, it was like a little touchy, where he, was trying to kind of hunt the ball in the left corner a little bit for us. So, it's silly. He misses the NYCFC match. It's at home at the very least, I suppose, but it's definitely not ideal, and we'll get to that in terms of NYCFC and how we're going to prep for that, who's going to start, all that. But in terms of this match, for you, what were some other standout moments for you?
Well, I liked Johnny Fortune. I thought he did very good, especially compared to Rossetto. So that was a nice surprise, I guess.
The midfield didn't necessarily feel like Swiss cheese this game.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
there was a little bit more steel. Yeah, I think that
Is that 20-year-old?
Yeah, that's.
you go ahead.
I really liked. Well, not really liked. I thought it was an improvement switching Etienne to the right. The first 30 or so minutes, he had quite a few chances. Got won a few corners, I thought. So a lot more relative production than when he has been on the left, I think. So I don't know. I mean, Wolf, I thought has done better. So I don't know if that will stay.
The guy can't stop scoring.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's a tap-in machine right now. But
Right place, right time.
It's definitely you make a great point on SDN. It's basically the ball over the top was on, back into that left for DC, but the right for us. Yeah, I mean Etienne, he was making run after run, and they were finding him for the most part. But it's that end product that's just missing from Etienne. And
I thought he did well tonight. I mean, he had a lot of engine to him. I feel like he's been hearing a lot of the controversy about him. I think he stepped up this game. I think he did well. The final product he says is not there, but I don't think he did poorly. I think it was a good effort. Even we won, and I think the results were there. The fact that we scored, like we put the other team back on their heels, and Etienne had a lot to do with that.
It is, but I think the fact of the matter is still, we're past the halfway point. We're 18 games in. He's got 0 goals. I don't think he's got an assist. That's not good enough production from a winger who's supposed to be, like, when he's playing on the left, a player that is supposed to score. And I mean, we've been doing it in spite of him, essentially, to that degree where, like, we are leading the league in scoring without 2 of our wingers doing the job. It's fascinating. But, Ethan, you have any other
I guess
thoughts?
it's exciting for the transfer window if we bring in a new winger.
Yeah.
If they score anything, it'll be a definite positive.
I know,
It's
exactly.
true, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Like, anything is a net positive at that point. But, and Araújo, yes, him not starting, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Can I
he got subbed off. Yeah, go ahead.
So the last game when he got hurt and then got subbed off, to me it looked like he was actually hurt. Like I thought the way he was limping, I thought it was his hamstring. But they didn't. He wasn't on the availability report as injured. So
yeah, that's what was confusing to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically Araújo, Rossetto, mysterious. Like no part in this game whatsoever. Listen, we love Brazilians, but I mean, we looked a lot better without them tonight.
Yeah, well, I think Rossetto's one was not I think that was more like, we just don't need you for this right now.
Yeah, I mean, he played the whole 90 last match, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And so, and Ibarra did, but Hosetu came off. But either way, it's still, yeah. I mean, you know, these two underperforming Brazilians, unfortunately.
Hey, he's not
it's
underperforming if you like lateral and backwards passes, because he's really good at these upper 99 percentile for those.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you saw a little bit more progression with Ajani Fortune,
Which is amazing.
You saw, yeah, and you saw more impetus to join the attack too, where I think we see Hosetu, he's a little reticent to get in attacking areas or get into the attacking zone, or even take a shot.
Yeah,
it's just it's bizarre. Meanwhile, his compatriot shoots from everywhere. But anyway, go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah, I like that Fortune also. I thought he was pretty physical. He got the early yellow, which isn't great, but at least he's like being physical, which I feel like Rosetta like doesn't do at all. So at least it brings some of that like bite to the midfield that just gives us more of a presence. So I like that at least.
Yeah, I really thought that we established, like, to borrow a term from hockey, we established our forecheck this game a bit. We very much were. I mean, just look at Yako just straight hoofing people for like almost no reason, just to be like, we're here, we're establishing our presence in the midfield and everywhere else, and you got to have your head on a swivel because you're gonna get hit. So I was like, I mean, that's a psychological thing too. Like, not only are you worrying about ball, you're worrying about your positioning. Now you gotta like look around for, is a fucking steam engine coming my way about to blow me over? So like, you know, that can wear on you.
Yeah, to be fair, and he won those a lot of those fouls, but it is that, like, to talk about DC a little bit. Did they have a sort of pattern of play or identity to you guys?
No, it seems to me that they were trying to just they were operating on the small margins of our mistakes. It really felt like that's all they were doing.
Yeah.
So
Right, and that was definitely their goal. I mean, silly giveaway, and all of our guys are out of position. And
I mean, it was a bad bounce from Ibarra for the one goal. That was a really bad bounce from Ibarra.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, Guzan really had, couldn't do anything about it.
It was 2-on-1.
He's ruining that. He's ruining that after the last match where he's able to, pretty much save the complete day.
I mean, he really shouldn't, because it's 2v1. I mean, if he didn't, he had to put himself in his position to possibly try and prevent the goal from a pass to that guy crashing down the left. So you have to split the difference. And at that point, if he decides to take it and go hard right, I mean, there's nothing much you can do. So,
I thought overall,
go ahead.
played pretty well. Like, came out of his box a few times, like when it was, and was like more confident about it than like the LAFC game where you had a few like, where like the guy and then
yes.
I was trying to crush them all, but
there was 2 times where it gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, the command of the box was definitely a lot better. Definitely better than Tyler Miller at DC United.
Oh, dear goodness.
That's a disaster class.
Can we talk about the cold, the Iceman cometh with frickin' Yakamasi? It's like, Jesus Christ, that shot.
With his right foot from that angle, that's crazy.
I will miss that shot 99 out of 100 times, maybe even 100 times. Like, that is a hard to hit angle, and he knew it was going in too.
Yeah, the angle, the doing it in front of 45,000 people, and just the accuracy. He hit the left. I think. What was it? Or right foot?
Right
it was
foot.
The right foot. I think. Yeah, the near post, but still, like that is quite some accuracy. But any other thoughts, Ethan?
No, I guess. Good game. 3 points. I'll take it.
Thank you for coming on, Ethan. We really appreciate it. I mean, hey, at this point, you might be our good luck charm. So if you want to come on again, let us know.
All right, let's do it.
All right, thank you, buddy. You can.
See you guys.
Thank you.
And also, before you go,
your Instagram.
Yeah. Market yourself, please.
Yeah. So I have a Elena content account like for like videos. It's ATL UTD, the number 17S. So ATL UTD 17s. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, if you want to follow me on
Check it out.
Instagram, do that.
Dude.
Thank you, Ethan. Really appreciate it. Have a good one. Take care, and hopefully maybe we'll see you next time.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good one. Awesome. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
What's the chat saying?
What is the chat saying? Let me take a look.
And also, before we get to that, make sure everyone to like, follow, and subscribe, but also to retweet this stream out onto the interwebs. We will retweet you. Get some of that Twitter. If you want to do it on Facebook too, we will share that as well. So share the love. We'd love to be able to share that. So thank you very much in advance.
Yeah. So we have famous Fortnite streamer Dak in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight, Dak. Really appreciate it. You and your fan base of 12-year-olds, we very much would like to broadcast to. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm just making a joke because that's one of my little brothers. So let's see. Lightning0491 says it's time to start Wolf, and the beautiful bald man Goopman had a great game. Absolutely. I mean, again, it's every game. First verse same as the last. He has been a revelation, a engine, a non-stop thorn in the side of pretty much every team. Yeah, does he have some lackluster parts in the back when he's defending? But that's secondary for me. Like it really comes down to his influence in the midfield and in the attacking third. If he flubs a couple times in the back, exactly. I mean, if he flubs a couple times in the back, I'm willing to overlook that. Now, Elliot Bevan says, "Fortunate to have fortune." That's a good play on words. I agree. He did great tonight. We talked about it. This guy was a revelation again. Like, he might need to start again. I mean, I was really questioning that start choice. I was like, I don't know, but hey, it worked out. So
he brought energy. He brought some steel. He brought some dynamism. That's what we've needed in midfield is dynamism. And I think, I think Fortune has earned a start. And I think, you're going to probably see a lot less of Posetu and maybe some other players. So I think that's I think it's also this. We need all the players anyway. They're contracted to LA United. We're going to need them all season. So, it doesn't matter who they are. We're not going to just completely slate Posetu all night. He has his usefulness, but it is, sometimes, it's gotten a bit stale in midfield at times. So, it's definitely good to see a different dynamic.
Absolutely. So I have Ellie here. He's going to give you some of his perspectives on the game, and I will let him take it away from here. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for bringing me one, dude.
Yeah. Mine here now?
All right. Well, Ellie, I can't see you, but yes, always great to hear you. It's a good day. Can't complain.
Yeah, that
is. 3 points is always a good day.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts on this match?
It was a good game, man. I liked it. It was a little bit worrisome when, of course, go celebrating everything when we got that first goal early on. It's great. And then we get tied on. I think it was sort of like that, oh man, was this sort of expected or not? But no, we rebounded great from it. I think there was a lot of good energy on the midfield. And I haven't been listening through, so, apologies if you guys already talked about some of these stuff. But, I like the energy that I saw in the midfield today. I think it was great having, Goose back now as well. I didn't get to catch the last game. Heard he had a killer game, great saves. This game also looked pretty good. I think he also helps a lot just, solidifying the back line and telling the players, exactly where to be. There was maybe one little slip up where he should have called a ball that was coming his way, and it didn't. The guy ended up heading it, back out. But hey, I mean, that happens, right? Part of getting back into it. Forwards, great. I mean, for me, Triple G was putting himself really out there for everybody. A lot of fouls. He was being a little bit aggressive with it, but that's part of the game. And yeah, man, overall, I liked the game. It was great energy. Good again on the midfield, and just overall, we walked out with 3 points, 3 goals, and 1 against. It's not bad. That's great for us.
Yeah, it's great points on GG. I mean, he leads from the front. He's bringing that energy. We're gonna miss him in the next match because of yellow card accumulation.
Yeah.
With him getting that yellow. So that's something we'll get to. But in terms of tonight, I mean, it's just he shows you that energy, and getting that first goal is super important because we've been really bad at conceding first at home lately, and so that's been key, especially that press, especially as well that ball over the top for his goal. I mean, did you think that ball was going in when he shot it?
No way, man. That was unexpected. I screamed it out. It's you have pressure on you. Well, first you take the keeper on. You make it past.
Yeah.
You have pressure on you from another player, and you have a tight angle, and then you do it that calm, cool. You just collect it and put it right in the net, man. That was unexpected.
Joseph Martinez-esque.
Yeah, very, very much so. Nothing to say about that, man, other than it was just a great goal, unexpected, and hoping for many more like that.
Yeah, I mean, and he's the fastest Atlanta United player to 10 goals. So yeah, he's already making history. There's something about good strikers for us and making history. It's a good thing. So it's good bridging from one striker to the other.
I mean, it's like we have the two extremes, really, really amazing strikers, and then we have Adam John, and then we have Kubo Torres, and then we have Miguel Berry.
Which, I mean, he scored a really great goal, a couple matches ago. But anyway, like our second goal, just a beautiful through ball by Thiago Almada, and then Gutman does the rest, smashes it. But what were your thoughts on that second goal?
I don't have any thoughts on that, man, because unfortunately I stepped out for a couple of minutes, and when I came back, the second half had already started, and I got to miss that goal, man. But it doesn't surprise me that it was good.
Let me paint you a picture. Gutman running down the field with his amazing, beautiful locks flocking in the wind.
The imaginary locks that are flowing off of his head.
Sounds like good.
No, I mean it's one of those, man. Yeah, if you want to miss the beginning of some second halves more, that's totally cool, man. Because if they score when you're away, I'm not gonna mind it.
I'll miss the next game entirely then.
But yeah, it is one of those, like, Gutman, he has been, like, he's just one of those players that he puts the team on his back, and when the team needs him, he scores some really crucial goals. This was the go-ahead goal. He gets the game winner.
It's the backbreaker. Yeah.
How many goals does he have this season? I mean,
not many.
He got 3. Yeah, he got 3 on the season. His career high is 4 for LA United. So I mean, he's from fullback. Those
that's
are
impressive.
Great numbers.
Yeah, we need your fullbacks to do that.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. And coming in at times where it's important. So.
Right, and especially when he's outperforming our wingers in terms of goals and assists.
I know. That's what you gotta have. You gotta have. If it's not coming from your strikers or wingers, you gotta have it from somewhere else. Yep. And there you go. Lo and behold, Gutman, the GOAT, steps up. Yep. Anyway, Ellie, tell him about
the goals around, which is exactly your point.
Yeah, by committee.
We need to spread the goals around.
Ellie, tell him about how you had some bones to pick with the ref. How they're soft tonight.
I don't know, man. It's just me with MLS refs in the first place. I think they're a little bit soft overall. I mean, I get it, trying to control the game.
He's
a lot
like,
of
what
the
are these
times,
Amarillo
and
cards? What's going on?
Hey, man, these yellows are a little too quick to come out sometimes. You know, you open your mouth a little bit and you get a yellow right away. Like,
how about Pineda's yellow tonight?
Sure.
Right? Yeah, I mean, you guys probably watched the UCL final, right? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys saw how many fouls were just not called, right? I mean,
You let the game run, man. You let it play out.
yeah, like that was. I mean, that was probably on the other extreme, probably. But yeah, tonight was the extreme of, yeah, you know, you basically look at the ref wrong and he gets yellow. I mean, it was.
Well, Pineda definitely did.
Yeah, and what's his name? Matthias Klick. He. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a probably yellow card worthy foul, but yeah, he just kept blocking, and yeah, the ref gave him a yellow, and he didn't make eye contact with him the whole time. It was like comedy, really. But it's just like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you're exactly right. The ref was on one. It was on a power trip, and it's annoying. It absolutely is annoying in MLS.
And it's not crazy, right? But like, I mean, you know, that's just an opinion off of just say, hey, somebody opens their mouth, you give them a yellow. Like, sure, trying to control the game. I think Mike made a good point there. But it comes to like games where it's important, where one call can make the biggest difference, or maybe two calls can make the biggest difference. Where if you have a soft ref that's not gonna let a play go by, just because, I mean, again, he's really trying to gain control of that game. Sometimes you just gotta let things play out a little bit, right? Like, sure, you mentioned the UCL game today. That was a little bit on the extreme side. There were some that, you know, like they're coming in hard and just from the back, from the side, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? And you got 2 and 3, you know, 2 or 3 plays like that just go back and forth, and until the third or fourth time the ref finally decides, like, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's call this one because things are gonna get out of hand. But it's a final. You expect it out of that.
Yeah, finals are historically less, you know.
They
give less. They want people to play. So.
But I hope when we're in that sort of situation that it's gonna be a game where like you let the players play it out for a little bit because it's competitive.
Every team that comes to the Bends thinks it's their cup final game, so it should be let them play.
We'll apply the good old Sisu here, man. Good old Zidane. Every game is a final, man. Every game is a final. So you play like that, and we expect the refs to let it play out.
Algerian grit right there. Love it.
Algerian grit. Yeah, exactly. Headbutts only. Yeah.
Headbutts only.
But yeah, any other thoughts on this match?
No, just actually one Fortune. I liked him in the midfield, man. It was great. It was good to see that level of energy. It was good to see. I don't know how old he is. I think Mike might have mentioned
20.
He's 20 years old. Okay, so I mean, to know that we have that kind of energy. There was one play too, and it was unfortunate because it was the goal that we converted, or that we let through. But it was during that goal that I saw Fortune also being the man chasing the ball back, and for us to have a midfielder that's also doing that, and it's also like sort of like that last man in the line, which should really be. But like when you have a player that's willing to track back as well, I mean that's a good level of energy that you want to see in the team, and that's good for us to have somebody that's willing to track back as well. So positive point, man. Overall, good note to end on.
What did you guys like Sajic tonight when he came in?
Sajic, I mean, yeah, I think he was smooth on the ball a little bit. Beyond that, he wasn't really doing too much, in my opinion. You know, he definitely is one of our best two-way players in the midfield.
Yeah,
I would say. But yeah, I mean, I think he did fine. He wasn't. He didn't stand out, but he was pretty smooth in his touches, which I think that's my one knock so far on Fortune was. There were a couple times, maybe a little bit more than a couple times, where his touch kind of let him down a little bit. Yeah, a little heavy, and it's one of those. It's okay, you know. He's got nerves. He's 20 years old. His touch will improve.
It's his first start.
That's something that that's something you can improve. So that's good. Like you generally can't improve your speed. You generally can't improve your, things like that, the intangibles, are the things that you can improve. So yeah, that's but no. Let's also talk about the goal that almost was for DC. That one that like thundered the crossbar, and then the DC player pretty much has a one-on-one. And I think it was Miles Robinson that slid in, was able to
I think
last.
Christian Benteke was the one who got the rebound shot.
Yeah.
And Miles put the body on the line like the NHL playoffs. Let's go.
The way it should be, man. That's the way we should be doing it.
Every game is a cup final.
Every game is I mean, you know what? I'm for it because we have about 16 more games. You know,
I mean, before this, it was the opposite. We had the opposite mentality. Everyone's like lackadaisical, nonchalant. Like, wake the fuck up. It's I know it's not the playoffs, but let's get to the playoffs, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Exactly.
Michael's on one tonight. We got the. I think we've hit our limit on F-bombs, I think, but
stop you for the win, man. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, that's what a win does to an effort. You know what I mean?
He snorted a line of Atlanta wins.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we went from PG-13 to R real quick. About to go
I'll put a couple nickels in the swear jar.
Yeah, NC-17 in a second. If we drop a couple more, So Ellie, last thoughts on this match.
Last thoughts, man. I leave happy, man. It was a fun game to watch. It was good overall. Glad to see the team. I think the first 30 minutes or so, I think we moved around the ball pretty well. I think we were touching the ball and moving it around the way that we intend to most of the time. The unfortunate part of it is that we did lose the ball in some of those points, trying to move it, up a little bit faster. We get intercepted. I think Almada lost the ball once. Ibarra lost the ball at a key point.
Yeah, Almada kind of had a lot of turnovers. It was weird.
Yeah, but he was also dropping back a little bit more, right? Like he was playing the ball back from the back a little bit. So I think that's kind of fair. He's not that player that typically stands in that more center defensive mid spot, even though that wasn't his job. But the whole point is to help move the ball forward, right? So yeah, man. I don't know. Overall, great game, great energy. I'm sure the atmosphere, you get to experience that over there, right? I'm sure that was a great atmosphere. So, and we got 3 points. So what can I say? It was a good game.
It did. Well, I think I need to say this about the atmosphere. There are pockets. There's pockets right now that are very energetic, lively, but large swaths of the stadium are not.
Like Ellie pointed out, 15 minutes into the game, he's like, seems to be a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
It's a little sad to see that, man. From where we came from, of seeing the stadium full and seeing all that energy. That you look at the stadium and there are empty seats.
Yeah, well, still across, 60% capacity still outperforms 90% MLS.
That's true.
So.
That is true. Hey.
Yeah, it is, but I think it's more some of the pockets that are quiet. I think that's where. That's the difference that we need in order to make it a fortress instead of just the supporter section. So,
all right, you heard it here first. AJ wants flares to come to the stadium now, so we're making a real fortress. That's right.
All right, man. Borussia, here we come.
That's right. That's right.
Coming for number 1 fan base. So.
That's right.
I mean, that's what we need to aim for. I mean, it's we had the reputation. I think we're losing it.
We better show out when Messi gets, comes play here. And,
76,000 plus. Let's go.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Are you you got the ticket?
Yeah, sure. The $3,000 ticket that I got. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You paid $2,000 to watch Messi we'll trip on turf and then go out for the rest of the
We'll see how we get there, but we'll be there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, just like I think the Swifties, there were people watching outside of the stadium
And then everyone hits
You
it
can
again.
maybe watch outside of the stadium as well.
We'll put a projector out there, man, and we'll just watch the game out there.
Thanks
you
for
can just
stopping
watch
by.
it from the Halo board.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
man.
watching the game
Yeah.
with us.
All right, it's been real, man. Thanks, everybody. All right, peace out, and congratulations to those Man City fans that didn't deserve to win the Champions League today.
Ooh! Ooh! All right.
Love it.
Little Man City hate. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And
Always good.
next we have Patrick's going to be joining us, and he's going to give his opinion about the game, and it's going to probably be great.
Hot takes, guys.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
Hot
You don't need
takes.
Indeed.
Don't need these? Okay. Can I put them on just for fun?
No, you could, but like it'd probably be harder to hear. We've
probably.
made improvements.
Yeah.
We made improvements to the command center.
The command
Exactly.
center's been
We're-
updated. I see.
We're making adjustments.
Well, there are certainly.
Making adjustments in game.
There's a Mexico jersey I didn't see last time I was here, which is cool.
Get that in there.
Really into that. Bring it in.
Mexico's playing today, actually.
Mexico's
Yeah.
playing today.
They're playing right now.
This
Pretty-
is this
pretty-
in terms of kit design is one of the
Pretty
most fire
dope kit.
kits
gotta
like
say.
around.
Gotcha,
It's fucking.
Is it the pink purple-ish one?
Yeah, it's the Aztec pink purple one. Yeah,
That's the second one. Okay, yeah.
Pretty
the,
sick.
the maroon I guess is the color. Yeah.
Pretty sick. AJ, how are you? It's been.
Yeah,
been
no
a
one
while.
ever asks how
Am I
AJ's
here?
doing.
Am I here? Am I here?
Yeah.
The camera's
Which-
always
Yeah,
here.
Where,
man.
the red light's over there, though.
Yeah, that's
Okay, but over
that's
here-
for later.
okay,
That's
yeah.
my personal.
All right, so here. Yeah, man. Let me ask you your thoughts before I give you mine, because I have some thoughts. They're broken. They're
Help me piece them together.
yeah. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure for me, but I know the final.
Oh, I
and
like it.
I knew the highlights, and I enjoyed the game. It was really nice to see
Who are your top 3 players for tonight?
Yakimakis all 3 times. He was diving into the box.
Yako,
I mean,
Yako, and Yako.
that guy didn't leave anything on the. He left it all on the field. He didn't leave anything back. Like that was. Mike and I were talking about it watching the game because
He had to.
Yeah, well, he was explaining like he puts himself into some precarious positions. You know, being what I would consider one of our kind of more high-profile star players, I would prefer him not to throw himself into the gauntlet because he thinks he's a big boy. He is a big boy. We pay him like a big boy. He doesn't have to prove it every single time. But I appreciate that he's making those challenges like deep.
As long as he doesn't get injured, he can do it all he wants.
Well, exactly, but like where's the line? You know, like
Well, the thing is, like, because like what he's doing is establishing that if you're going up against Yako, if you're gonna cover Yako, you're gonna get dinged.
yeah.
So like, and that puts some psychological pressure on you. It's like trying to guard. Like, I mean, I'm making a silly. It's just in the top of my head right now. But it's like guarding like Holland. Like, you know he's gonna out physical you. Like, and you have to be ready for that. You have to have that mentality to be like, this guy's gonna put incredible physical pressure on me, and Yako can do that. He like goes right up 1-to-1 against like the goons, the CBs of other teams. Whereas like, you know, in the past we had guys like Joseph, Piety, Barco who get knocked. I mean, Joseph is small, but that the dude stands up on his own and can take a hit. The other guys, they go down very easily, very quickly. And you know, it's like all of a sudden you got a player now who's our point, you know, our hold up play striker,
Point of
and
attack. Exactly.
yeah, and he is able to take a hit and keep going. Like, we haven't seen that since Joseph in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph in his prime could take a hit and keep going, even though he's so small. He's still able to just like. It's always I always admired the fact that like
He's
he
like
would
a
take a hit.
Staffordshire Terrier. He just goes for it.
He could take a hit, and
Relentless.
honestly, he could easily go down and get a free kick or get a penalty or whatever, but the guy powers through and gets a shot and sometimes scores. And that, everyone loves to see that grit, and it's exciting, and we're seeing that with Yako now a little bit too.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, and to your point, you know, Michael Birnbaum, their captain, their center back, he had to make a pretty dirty tackle in order to stop a quick counter from us. and that was on Yakumakis. And it's man. He that's the thing. Yakumakis, he went down a lot, unfortunately, and it was with reason because he was getting fouled left and right. And I mean, I think.
Thank God they didn't send him to Grady.
Yeah, right. But there is that grit that he shows that I think is why he's also missing the NYCFC match next week or next week and a half. Because it's that
Let me get back at
you get fouled sometimes, he gives it back. And he's that player that, like, when he gives it back, sometimes he'll earn a yellow. And it's like, that's probably like the one flaw in his game right now. That's, kind of takes away because he's missing a lot of games too. That's the bummer. Like we really need him.
Yeah, it's a
game.
flaw. It's a flaw when it's detrimental, especially when he has to miss a game because of yellow card accumulation. It's a flaw when he gets an injury, and those things those are clear flaws because they're detrimental to the team. However, when those are not, those are not in play, those are not the circumstances. I freaking love it. I love that he can assert himself like that. Atlanta needs more bite. They need more. We're gonna knock you on your butt if you're not careful. Like, that's the kind of thing. Like, check yourself when you come into the Mercedes-Benz. We need more of that. We want more of that. We deserve more of that. Like, we're a team that has attitude. Always have been, always will be, and we really need to get back to that. Yakumakis drips attitude, and it's just wonderful to see, especially when he just like cross-checks a guy center ice and sends him flying.
I feel like I need an organ to be like bland and have him, sort of do the whatever. Let's bounce back to him.
I don't know what that was.
I felt it felt like a very kind of,
I'm gonna let you explore.
Almost, this. Yeah, I'm going to explore it. It felt
take a
like
walk with
almost
him.
like a sermon. Like I think I really appreciate that Yako drips that charisma. He's got that Riz. Get the clicks, #Riz. But no, I think that's something that we did have when we came into the league. Like, we came in with
style,
so much,
pizzazz, charisma,
so much swagger.
Yeah.
And like, we're here. We're coming into the league and we're going to dominate the league, and we did, and because of a few transactions and a few trades and stuff and market shifts, I think we're getting back there, but I don't know that the results really reflect that,
Not yet.
We've got like high profile players, and I love that Yako is leaving it all on the field. I love that. I feel like if every player did that, it would really have a resonance potentially throughout the league to show that, like, Atlanta, we play this game, we don't take dives, we play hard, we're going to get in the paint, we're going to play hard. If we get cards, we're going to play fair, not cheap, but like...
We're gonna make you respect what we're doing on the field,
I don't know. I really like that he was kind of a key player in most of the sort of really impactful plays throughout the game.
Yeah, he's a focal point.
That first goal, too. I feel like if that opportunity was given to a few of the other attackers on our field,
Haruchu would have put that into the nosebleeds.
Yeah, like him having the control to just like put a little finesse on that and just like kind of walk it in and sneak it in that near post. It was wonderful. Like, having that presence on the pitch, I think it really is something that we've been missing since we lost Almiron and Martinez, for sure.
Yeah, that was a Jose Martinez type goal. Absolutely. The execution, the way he bodied it down, took it himself, went and gone and got his goal by himself, and then had that cold expression afterwards where he's just like, of course I scored. What were you all thinking? Of course.
Yeah, it was cold. Ooh,
I'm like, dang, got chills. I'm like, that's what we need.
Barry Joseph Martinez next.
It was bristly.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Yeah,
I don't love the idea of
definitely
Joseph
living up
Martinez
to
and
that.
Tata and Messi next.
And Tata?
Tata. Tata.
Yeah.
Tata. Tata.
I love the accent.
Gerardo Martino.
Messi.
Tata.
Joseph. I mean, he does go by Joseph. Actually. That's like the actual proper name. He's just never correcting anybody.
Sure.
But Tata. Yes.
Tata.
I love it. But yeah, no, it's
Tata. He doesn't know me.
That's annoying to me.
Don't at me, Tata.
I'm gonna add Tata, and then I'm gonna link you.
Yeah, at Tata.
Yeah.
Don't link me.
Well-
Link me if you want. If you want to see somebody with like 200 followers that most of them are not engaged.
I would be really interested to
Yeah.
see if Tata Martino responds.
Please, let's get this trending, guys.
Well, he's like,
let's
listen,
get Tata to
first
engage
of
with
all-
this half-baked guy.
He's like, first of all, I don't speak proper English. I learned enough English in order to respond to you to insult you.
Deal.
So I would
Into
hope
it.
that's what he
That's
does.
right.
Ready. I don't speak.
Oh, yeah.
I don't speak proper enough Spanish to engage with him either, but I know insults.
We're gonna meet on the half-assed battleground.
yeah,
of,
it's gonna be
of
wonderful.
Duolingo insults.
It's going to be a meeting of the minds, I think.
Yeah.
I really think
Well, of
this
course.
might be the pay-per-view event
Fight of
of
the
the
century.
season.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
Patrick,
that's wild.
before we
Well, you know.
we tata to you, what are your thoughts? Final thoughts on this match?
Final thoughts. I'm really pleased with the outcome. I liked that. I mentioned it earlier. Yakimakis was just all over the place. I agree with Mike that I'm not over fond of him throwing his body at situations that could be potentially detrimental to the team, in the sense of like yellow cards or injuries for him or missing, future games. But I also felt like, as a whole, the team kind of had some cohesion.
Yeah. They played
that
better tonight overall. Yeah.
really, I felt has been missing in some of the previous games that I've watched. I missed last week's game. I know Guzan had 9 saves.
Well, let me give you a rundown real quick. Zero cohesion. Brad Guzan came up big. That's the only thing we need to work.
Cool. Well, it's great that that Brad Guzan did not have to have 9 saves.
Or
this
as I
time.
called him yesterday, or on Thursday, I called him Bruzon.
Bruzon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call him
Bruzon.
Grad
Yeah.
Bruzon.
Or that
So-
too. You could do that.
So Grad Bruzon did great, but I felt like the team actually did a good job in supporting him in this win this time. And I really loved that Yakimakis was just all over the place. But again, with the caveat that he's kind of our guy. And
He's not going to be in the next game?
I don't necessarily want him to put himself in those situations, and now he's not going to be the next game. So
We'll see. I mean,
those are
All
final
right, well.
thoughts. Good game. Good
Awesome,
win.
awesome
3
game.
points. Feels good.
Up top.
Up
Thanks
top.
for stopping by.
Yeah, man. Anytime you guys want
Thank you,
half-baked
Patrick.
opinions, I am your guy.
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Hey,
All right.
Tata.
Tata.
Don't at me.
Tata.
Yeah, don't at me, Tata.
Don't at me, Tata.
So let's see what's happening in the chat.
Yeah, let me do that. Let's look at the chat before my phone dies. Okay. So, Corey Cagle, I don't know if I saw you in the chat before. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Why did Pineda get the yellow? My interpretation of knowing nothing about the facts of what happened is that Pineda said we should be winning 6-0 and we're not, and I'm upset about it. So that's the way I feel about that. So Lightning says, by the way, you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. I'm a Philadelphia Flyers fan, so we're gonna have words, and those words are gonna be, my team will probably never threaten you in terms of any kind of Eastern Conference anything. So you're perfectly fine to do whatever you want.
Being real.
And maybe like 10 years from now, we'll have a different conversation. But for right now, The Flyers, unfortunately, are just
All time.
not it. He says that will be interesting to see how the midfield looks with Sajak and Fortune in the mix. I mean, we just saw a bit of it, and I was very impressed. Seemed like our midfield wasn't Swiss cheese, like I said before when Ethan was on. That's a huge improvement. I mean, like, the other team just didn't walk all over us in the midfield. That very rarely happens. So I'll take it. Whatever it was, whatever the special home cooking that was that made that happen, which is most likely Fortune, do it again. Do it again and do it right and just keep doing it because it worked. Like, I mean, it could also, I mean, Then again, DC's not a terrible team, so I'm not just going to say, you have to take into account the opposition, like, oh, they're bad. No, they're not bad. They're actually pretty decent, so.
Yeah, they were 7th in the East coming into this game. And, yeah, I mean, while it was a better performance from the midfield, I wouldn't say this was like a masterclass. I wouldn't say we, like, bossed them in midfield. But I would say we definitely look more dynamic. And that's something that we have not been able to say for large parts of the season. So it's a market improvement. Can we find some improvement in the transfer window? I think we can, and I think we should. But yeah, it's a good night in the midfield because we just looked a lot better, and that's key. Like we have some internal pieces that can help. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the stats of this game real quick because I feel like so my gut is telling me it looked, so like from the vision test, it looked like we won a lot of tackles, we won a lot of duels, we won a lot of second balls, we were there in interceptions and everything. It looked like that from the eye test. Whether or not that is the actual result, I'll look that up while Niall comes on in and is our 4th guest of the night. So Niall, please, if you would, give us that wonderful camera of yours, turn it on, and give us your thoughts. And you do that while I look up these stats because I'm really curious about what I was just talking about.
Mm. Yeah, show us that beautiful mug, Niall.
Oh, he's coming. I hear it. I hear something. He's starting.
There's
He's starting it
noise.
up. He's starting.
Well,
Not there yet.
in
Almost.
In the meantime, yeah, we'll continue to talk about this midfield.
There's this video. How you doing, Niall?
There's a ceiling fan. There's some hair. there's a face. There we go.
2019
What's
jersey.
up?
How you doing, Niall?
Good win. How about you all?
I mean, it's a W. I'm amazing.
Yeah, we'll take it.
AJ thinks I have too much energy. I'll talk to him about that later.
I mean, hey, you can't. I mean, after 4 frustrating draws, I mean, I don't blame you for the energy. I mean,
Thank you, Niall. Thank you.
Man, that was some deflating ties, especially the one against New England, man.
Oh, yeah. Let's
But we
not
won't talk about
backtrack.
that. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. Let's
We're
talk
done with
about the very near past that just happened. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, what were your thoughts, man?
I thought it was a good bounce back. This was a match that I think you needed to win at home, especially since teams are starting to catch up clearly. I think Columbus just recently got 3 points along with other teams, so that's definitely, you need to start getting wins sooner rather than later, and this is a good start. I thought
Niall's been paying attention to my Twitter account.
yeah, I have. I thought the players that came on today showed some really good sort of personality. I thought Tyler Wolff has been really impressive over the past couple of matches. He's been scoring goals. He's just looked very confident. I thought Johnny Fortune also had a decent game, especially for his first start for the team. Again, though, you have to cut out the mistakes, and that goal from DC was it was frustrating. And for a second, I was kind of thinking, oh, here we go again, another mishap. But the team just in the second half just started to come out flying, and man, Gutman had such a good match, and yeah, I mean, it's a good win. Unfortunately, Gigi got a yellow, so he's not going to be available for the match against Newark City. But that's a bridge we can burn later, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it is that, clean sheets, they're just a construct. We clearly don't believe in them. That's just not something that we do at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, let's talk about those goals, man. Like, which was your favorite goal?
Ooh, dang. I'm gonna say the Gigi goal. I know that.
How could you not?
I mean, I know, guys. I know, like, Tyler Miller kind of. I don't know what he was doing on that goal. He was just rushing out.
Crashing the net is what he's doing.
I don't know. He's just, ever since he's left LAFC, he's been a bit off. But he was crashing the goal. But fair play to Gigi, as he was just like, nope, you are not taking that ball, and he just went right past him, and just that was a good shot. And that the DC defense just looked really stupid on that goal. Birnbaum had to try to clear it. And just the celebration from Gigi too was probably one of my favorite things from the match as well. So yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. It's as Outcast says. What's cooler than being cool? Anybody know?
Ice cold.
Ice cold. Yakumakis. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's probably a little bit before your time. No, but if you know it, then you know it. It's all good. But yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, you probably weren't even born, right?
Whoa.
I think so. It's from '94, I think.
Yeah, 2003 is when I was born. So just 10 years later.
Just a cool 10 years, but it's all good. No one's shaming you for it, but yeah, man, it's
yeah. You should feel bad for not being born when we were. God.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Just by the way, we're old as F. So. But,
yeah, I woke up this morning and took a step out of my bed, and I felt like I twisted my ankle. So there's that.
Dang, man! Like, how far off the ground is your bed?
Not enough for me to feel good about that story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and my chest also hurts from. I'll tell this story later, but oh man, that hurts. Anyway. It hurts to laugh. Anyway, so yes. Okay, Yakumakis' goal, definitely, yeah. It's gotta be up for goal of the week. Like, that's, I think, without a doubt.
Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna win it though, because Zeller Ayon just recently scored I think a goal from halfway, and then Franco, LAFC's up against Houston. I mean, Houston's up against LAFC right now, 4-0.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, Hey Ya from Outcast 2003.
Oh.
Yeah.
The chat has spoken.
Yeah.
Well, I was just born in that year. I wasn't gonna know that.
No, not you. I'm talking about AJ. He's like 11 years off, or no, like 9 years off on that.
What? Hey Ya? No.
You said 1994. It came out 2003.
No, that's not. So okay, there's a lyric in that song, yes, but it's also
break it down. Let him cook.
It's another song that he actually references.
Okay, Grandpa. All right.
All right. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm old as F, but
it's time to get back to the nursing home.
Yeah. Listen, in my day, Sonny's podcast was the #1 group in the land. Anyway, yeah, this has gone off the rails, but anyway, Niall, what were your other thoughts on this match?
My other thoughts, I think midfield still I think is a bit of a concern. I mean, we did okay with the midfield today, I think, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see what this team does in the summer transfer window. By the way, speaking of which, I thought Almada looked a bit off today. Besides the assist that he had, which was a really good assist, He just lost the ball a couple times, and looking back at the goal that DC scored, I think that was kind of on him, as I think DC kind of made a good tackle, and he lost the ball because of it, and then they were just going the other way.
It was Ibarra, wasn't it? Was that Ibarra?
Was it Ibarra? I'm not sure. I felt like it was Almada.
I think it was Amada.
Really?
I think it was Almada. But
Really?
either way, he's just not been as
As sharp.
consistent as he was at the start of the season, where he was just sort of flying and scoring goals everywhere. I don't know what that is, but I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping that it's not like as if like he's I'm hoping it's just like sort of rust and other factors, and nothing like too serious, because he has played.
I think it's partnerships.
Yeah.
I think it's partnerships along the pitch, because basically, we had a completely new, winger group, essentially, to a degree, than last match. And to the degree that Etienne was playing on the left last match, now he's playing on the right. And then Wiley came in. He's used to playing with Wiley to a degree, but then also Fortune as well. I mean, it's just new pairings in that sense where, it's not like knowing it in the back of your hand. It's something that you still have to get used to.
Also, I think teams are starting to figure out how to deal with him, as well as another thing. Just like starting to foul him excessively, and I think he is starting to get pretty frustrated with that. So, yeah.
But he's been able to ride a lot of challenges, which obviously Barco PT didn't do, and so it was one of those that's I mean, Almada, he is like I think if you look at him from last season to this season, he's definitely bulked up.
He's improved for sure.
Yeah, like if you look at his arms, just his arms, like he's definitely he looked different. He's looked different. It's good. I mean, it's it's something that definitely. Okay, there's a weird golf cart. I didn't regret it anyway, but
just curious about to kick him out. All right, let me hit you guys with some stats real quick. So, possession lost. They lost more possession than we did, but only by one account, 121 to 122. Duels won. They won 51 to our 36. They won aerials 17 to 12. They won tackles 15 to 9. So they kind of gave us the goods.
They won the work rate battle. Yeah, that's a weird stat.
Yeah, but we did have more. We did have more 8 interceptions to their 3, and we have 21 clearances to their 18. So and
we were actually busier on the defensive ends.
Seems like it. I mean, and they had 13 to our 10 shots. They had 5 on target to our 4. They had 4 off target to our 3. They had 4 block shots. We had 3. We had 7 corners. They only had 4. We had 15 fouls. They had 10. They had 1 more yellow card than us, 3 to 2. However, it came down to being clinical in the big chances. And the big chances reflect exactly the scoreline. 3 big chances for Atlanta, 1 big chance for DC.
Also, DC were just pretty bad defensively. I think we caused them problems, especially on the wings. Gutman was just creating problems for them all night, especially. And Caleb Wiley, too. Caleb had a terrific match. So I think also just we were able to not be punished from what DC was troubling us with offensively, and we were able to be a bit more sort of resolute in the defense compared to DC, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always the case.
I'll just go. Wiley, and Gutman, that left side, there's a different dynamic than that right side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're just really willing to make that run and go the entire pitch if they need to, and go to the byline, and I don't think it's always that on the right side. We see that from Brooks. He's got lung busting runs that he makes all game most of the time, but it's that right winger that's sometimes he's not always tracking back, sometimes he's not always making. But that ball over the top was on all night, and especially on that right side of ours. And I think we saw that in the third goal was that Tyler Wolf is willing to crash the goal to get a goal.
That is his modus operandi.
Yeah, pretty much. His 2 goals have pretty much been
and in the Open Cup, kind of was that like that too.
Yeah.
So
he
if anyone watches his twos goals, I'd be interested to know how he kind of scores with that. Anyway, I'll be right back when he uses the bathroom. You guys keep talking.
Indeed. And I mean, the wings just look more dynamic with unfortunately non-inverted wingers. I mean, it's very interesting that we're going away from what's, I guess, popular, trendy, in the sport right now, to be able to score more of our goals. I mean, Caleb Wiley has been a revelation at left wing, but So in terms of this match, the other standout performances, were there some other players that were up note?
I would say Miles had a decent game as well. The first goal, let's not forget, that was an incredible long ball to Giacomakis, and oh man, what a ball that was. And I think for most of the night, he kept Benteke pretty quiet. He didn't really have any chances. I think actually looks pretty. Benteke looked pretty frustrated throughout the match. He was like just flailing his arms everywhere, and he was like yelling at people and things like that. So I think he was able to be solid. And then I think also, I think Ibarra had a decent match. I'll be like, he wasn't perfect and he made some mistakes, but I think he's kind of been showing what we may have missed in the past when he's been at, in terms of being able to win the ball back quickly, and he has a sort of very aggressive fight that this team really needs. So.
Great, man. Yeah, Ibarra, especially last match too. Yeah, he was definitely that shield to our defense. I think he allowed us to keep that clean sheet last match, and in this match, I'm curious to see the stats, but he is.
What stat do you want to know?
He is that guy who can break. We're talking about Ibarra, but
right.
He's that guy that can break up the play, and I think that's what the difference was. I think probably at home tonight was that you had 2 guys that could do that in Ibarra and Fortune, and we've kind of gone away from. I think most teams really gone away from a double pivot, but I think it really helped. I mean, it really because in that sense, if we I think it is something that we might need. If we defend with 6 to a degree, but Gutman obviously he's gonna bomb forward. Lennon's gonna bomb forward too, but then you have that really resolute box.
Yeah.
So you have Miles, you have Parata, you have Ibarra and Fortune. You keep that middle solid so that you don't get counterattacked to death.
Yeah.
That's super key. And then you just allow everybody else to have a little bit more freedom. I think we might have stumbled upon something that's can be really, really good going forward. And obviously, it's like other teams around the world, that's kind of what they practice. It's like Jose Mourinho teams, like that's kind of that little bit of action is keeping that middle resolute, being very tight in the formation. And I don't think we should park the bus or anything, but I think it is to a degree. We have not been able to keep very many clean sheets, so I think, especially at home, which is odd. But I think it also makes sense. we're a team that at home we're always trying to,
We send it.
play out, or we want to show out for the audience that has come.
So what I was thinking about when it came to Pineda's strategy, it's like every time he steps in the field, him and his team believe they are the best team on that field, and they will outplay you in the way that they want to play. And so they're going to have the possession, they're going to have the ball, and they're going to score on you. And you're going to cower, you're going to back down, you're going to play defensive because you're afraid, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to pin you and we're going to score. That's their strategy, their DNA. That's what they've always been trying to do. And it doesn't work out many times because the reality of the situation is we aren't better than some of the teams we're playing on the day. Not necessarily like in general or objectively, but like on the day, we aren't better than some teams, especially when we're playing away. It's very hard to win in MLS. So it kind of behooves us to perhaps think about tactically changing to, quote unquote, not parking the bus, but, sit back, defensive block, and then hit them on a counter, open up the game in a goal that we score before them in order to, because they overexposed themselves, they committed numbers forward, and then we hurt them, and all of a sudden the game state changes completely. And at that point, now it's an open game. If we lose like 2-3 in a game like that, that's still kind of an interesting result that represents a bit of the DNA that Pineda likes to talk about, where like we like to score and be offensive. But that doesn't happen unless we open the game up. You can't open the game up if you are playing build-up against a team at home who is just playing better, and they are just drowning you and peppering your goal over and over again, and you have 0 chances on goal. At that point, it's not working. Change it up to something else, and maybe you can change the game state a little bit to try and have things look more towards what you're trying to build, which is like a game where there's multiple goals for your team, and unfortunately perhaps there's multiple goals for the other team, but at least you're trying and you're fighting. But, LAFC and other types of times when we just get dominated away, none of that shows up. And it's because you're trying to build out the back and you get exposed for it.
And I think it's to that point as well. It's basically, yes, playing more on the counter early, but then when and if you do get a goal and you're up, that's when you can, keep the ball. That's when you can play keep away. That's when
frustrates them.
Be a little bit more, yeah, exactly. Be a little bit more U-shaped in your passing. I'm okay with that when we're up, but when we're not up.
And how do you get up when you're away?
Exactly. So, but so Niall, last thoughts on this match.
Last thoughts. I mean, I think a good turnaround, especially after like 4 frustrating results. I mean, also like the LAFC result was decent too, considering that you were pretty much flat out dominated. But also it was the last two results have been a turnaround, especially today. But I think it's important that this team builds off this momentum. It's weird because we're now heading into an international break, so we're not going to be able to play again till the 21st, I think, and we're playing NYCFC, I think, which will be a very interesting game.
Always is.
What?
Always is.
Always is.
Yeah.
Always is.
I mean, it'll be an interesting game. They're not doing particularly well this season. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see too how we play without Gigi. Oh man. But yeah. So we'll
at
see.
least it's at home. I suppose.
At least it's at home. But like you take a win today. It was not an easy game by any stretch. There were times where maybe we lost control of the game a bit, and that's something that we're going to also have to work on in terms of also, please let's not make mistakes as well, because we're just letting teams back into the match by doing that. But yeah, I mean, take the 3 points, you see how you can improve and before your next match, and you have time. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Thanks.
Well, always good to have you on.
All right.
And we will speak with you soon. Have a great rest of your night, man.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks.
It's good.
Take care, man. All right. So we are going to have one more quick guest, and then we can get AJ home, safe to his bed.
Well, that's making an assumption that I'm going.
That's true.
All right.
That is an assumption.
Yeah. But also, yeah, before that, let's get into the chat real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to look a little bit at the chat. I think there's a couple more comments. Not too many. Matt Haney says AJ's the man. Wow, rare W for AJ in the chat. Look at that.
Ooh.
Look at that. And
Ooh,
Elliot
thank you.
Beaven.
Thank you, Matt.
Elliot Beaven has told us, our correspondent, I guess, is telling us that Joseph has scored a penalty in the Miami game. Even though they lost tonight, Joseph did score. So that's kind of cool for him. Unfortunately, they lost. So, I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that. So let's talk about the standings real quick. So tonight, we had the possibility of being jumped by 3 teams. Columbus, Orlando, and DC. If we lost to DC and Columbus and Orlando both won, they would have all jumped us. And luckily for us tonight, we won. So DC obviously didn't jump us. Columbus and Orlando did win. However, we won and we stayed above them in the table. So that's awesome. We had the chance of really going down hard tonight if we lost in the standings. However, if New England lost tonight, we would have usurped them as 4. However, they won. So, they remain in the 4th spot. So that is your MLS Standings Eastern Conference update.
Okay, love it.
Gavin, are you there? Come in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. If you have your camera, please turn it on. Thank you.
Right on.
How you doing, buddy? Tell us about the game that we watched tonight.
Well, I don't know if I got much to dissect, but so this was a huge win. I'm glad we finally won, especially after the wild match in LA and even the crazier match against New England, which was heartbreaking. And I'm glad we got that nasty taste out of our mouths and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Niall was saying earlier, at least we're off the draws. Jesus, the draws. I mean, one draw feels like a loss, then it feels like a win. Another draw feels like a loss, then it feels like a win. And it's just get a W. I mean, at this point, get a loss or get it out of there. I mean, the draws are frustrating.
I'll take a point over a loss any day, but yeah, it is. Yeah, it's frustrating to watch the team underperform. That's probably the point, maybe. But yeah, what were your other thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I was gonna mention. Eventually we had to get a win, and tonight was a really good time to do that, especially against a fairly decent DC United team, like you said there earlier, Royce. Yeah. Here's what I gotta say. About. I think we should start Tyler Wolff over Etienne, because to me Etienne has shown nothing to me, and I can see him being a bust for us so far, but he may prove me wrong later this season, like when Miguel Berry hit that rocket shot against New England, that volley, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But back to my point though, Tyler Wolff has shown more than Etienne, and Wolff has played nowhere near as much as Etienne has, and I remember a couple years ago, I was pretty low on Tyler Wolff. I didn't think he was going to be that much. I thought he was just another one of those busts, but he has some true potential to me. But that's what I think about Tyler Wolff. And I think he could be a possible replacement for Gigi on Wednesday, but I don't know, because we also have Aruju, who could come back in as well, and we could put in, I don't know, maybe Barry back at striker. I don't know what we're going to do without him. It's going to hurt us without Gigi on Wednesday after the international break, but it's home, and New York City has not been as good as they want. We're in 2021 in the MLS Cup, so I think we got a good shot even without Gigi. It's gonna be tough. I think it'll be closer than it was this game, but yeah.
Gavin, I'm gonna ask you a hard, tough question. You ready?
Go for it.
Do you think the reason why Tyler Wolff is effective and doing well is because he comes on late and it allowed for Etienne to wear down the defense. Because he is such a dynamic and athletic player, it forces them to get tired. So when Tyler comes on, or anyone else comes on, like Wiley later on, they are able to kind of run circles around them because they're young, quick, and dynamic players themselves. So you already have a lot of the quote-unquote legwork done for 70% of the game, and now they come on and kind of just quote-unquote tap it in. So would you say, perhaps, if Tyler or Wiley were to start and Etienne were to replace them, would Etienne be the one then tapping it in?
Well, there's a difference between Tyler Wolff and Etienne because we've not seen as much of Tyler Wolff as we've seen Etienne because, you know, he was at Columbus and he was at New York Red Bulls. But he's like the guy who's like to 1v1 a lot. Tyler Wolff is like, I feel like he can play more on the wing and striker. But to answer your question, I would say you can, it's like, yes. But I don't see Etienne as the exact same, like, person as Wolff is, like the body. That's the one thing. But I think it is a good, smart way to, like, get them, like, tired. I see what you're saying there. I think so. I can see that. But again, I don't think Tyler Wolff and Etienne are the same. I think they're different players, and we still have a lot more to see from Tyler Wolff. But yeah, Tyler Wolff, just to come on and just finish them with a third goal, it was great to see that. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that to answer your question, Michael, as well. So basically, I think you're right, but there's a physicality difference between Tyler Wolff and Derek Etienne.
Try not to say the
obviously-
same thing Gavin's trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, that the different type of profile that they are, I think, Wolff is a little bit more of a willing runner, as well as, he tracks back a little bit more than Etienne. So there is that type of, like...
You don't think Etienne's a willing runner?
I don't think he's as willing of a runner as...
To track back, I
Wolff,
agree with
because-
you, but in general, he
Yeah.
willingly runs.
He makes those runs in behind, but is he crashing the box like Wolff? Is he getting into the box to selflessly, like, basically, that's happened, doesn't happen.
Well,
He
he's
doesn't-
always the one. He's always the one putting it in. He's not the one crashing the net.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is like, those are the differences in their play, is that he's not a willing runner into the box. He's willing to run to the wing, and that ball over the top.
Hey man,
to
stop
run
passing
onto.
him the ball. Then give it to someone else. Then he can crash.
I don't know if he's that type of player. I mean, we haven't seen it from him. But
Maybe he
I
should
think
stop
that's
getting
the-
open so often. Then I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe he's open because every team isn't respecting him too. It is.
Fair point.
I think that dynamic that we know. Yeah, he hasn't really produced any things on the score sheet. We could probably leave him double up on Armada. So
Yeah,
there
that's fair.
is a bit of that. And so, but I mean, I don't obviously, like, neither of them are a finished product, I think, in terms of Wolff or Wiley, but they are showing a lot of impetus to be fearless and make things happen when they're on the pitch. So I think that's the difference right now, is like those two players, why they're producing, and them being so young. I mean, there's a fearlessness. I think that's a difference right now. If you look at Derek Etienne, he looks like he's pressing, not in like the high press way. He looks like he's forcing things.
Okay, all right, I'll accept it.
But anyway, so yeah, Gavin, any more thoughts on this match?
So about Araujo being like not getting any seconds on the pitch, like I hope this is how we play without him, because he can get a second on the pitch tonight and we still look really solid other than that silly giveaway earlier in the match. Like if we can clean those up, I think we'll be fine, but there's still a ton of football to play left this season, so vamos. But I'm also not gonna lie, only a bit relieved that Gigi got a yellow now, just so he can play against Philly, because that game I'm circling on my calendar for us. And what sucks is that he was getting subbed off the next stoppage, and he got the yellow just before he did.
I mean, it's one of those, like, yeah, he would have had to, I think, play 2 more games without getting a yellow. So that's the difference, is that, you know, you have to do that. And so, you know, like, I think that would have been the difficulty.
Yeah,
So,
Gigi doesn't seem like someone who compromises. Like, he's not going to dial it down for any reason. He's going to play it 10 out of 10 every game, all the time.
Okay. Well, let's see. Final thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I think we can build off tons of momentum from this, from the like Los Angeles match, just because Guzan was making lots of saves. I know we were doing nothing like attacking that game. Forget that match. We won today, but from the LA match and this match going forward, so I really hope we can keep it going against NYCFC without GG, and especially into the Philly match, because again, I had that game circled on my calendar.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. What?
It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. I think it will be. That's why I'm praying for Philly's downfall. I hope it'll be like low on momentum when they go to the Benz.
I hope so. It's tough because like Philly's having a bit of a resurgence. I think they're losing tonight right now, but last couple games they've been doing well. So I'm a little worried about that.
They were losing. They tied off a corner earlier. I have MLS 360 on my TV right here. I'm not always like.
What a true fan, Gavin. We appreciate you.
Oh yeah, I'm a true MLS fan. I'm also going to the Inter Miami match later this year. It's gonna be a great one. Yeah. It was expensive. It was really expensive, but hey, it's worth it.
Gavin, I mean, if you have like a couple extra bucks to throw AJ, you know, you can't like, some money bags.
Going to the match. I guess, you know,
I donate to this channel when I can.
You absolutely do, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we actually really
appreciate
it. Yeah, luckily, I am going to the Miami match. Yeah, I don't know if the Leagues match or Leagues Cup match actually, because that's the extra. That's like outside of the season tickets. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, that I actually doubt.
I'm gonna sneak in. I'm not gonna have a ticket. I'm gonna sneak in to that game.
You know, again, like I said, we can all be Swifties and like hang outside, watch the Halo board. And,
I'm gonna sneak in the night before and just sleep over and wake up in the bathroom, and then I'll be there. So.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Y'all recognize,
sure.
like, I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say they have cameras all over the.
Good, they can watch me do it then.
Yeah. They will. They'll kick you out before that. But anyway, Gavin, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do y'all recognize how like this is gonna make like more fans want to invade the pitch? Like in Inter Miami, I think one of the backup goalkeepers, Marsman, was interviewed. I think it was at like a Miami Heat game or something. He said something like they had like no gates, anyone can just go on the field. You guys recognize like how like there's gonna be more people that are gonna want to invade the pitch and just take a picture with Messi? Like it happens all the time, but I have a feeling it's going to happen more at Inter Miami. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at the Benz too, but I think they have better security.
I think they're going to step their security up all around the league. I think Messi's going to have a private security force as well, and I think, I mean, if you're going to,
he'll even have like bodyguards on him during the match.
Yeah, right. They're going to be bossing. They're just going to like shove Ibarra to the ground when he gets too close to him. No, I think like I don't know, like. I don't know. I think he's going to be the most protected player in the MLS for sure, no matter what. When it comes to like ref.
I was thinking about this as well during the match. Was that basically any right side or like whatever projected right side, because it's those corners in the stadiums, any stadium really, are going to be some of the most bought games. When he plays, but just that area is going to be so saturated with people. Like
what if we put up barbed wire around like we're playing in away in Honduras, like?
Oh yeah, right. Or the massive walls, like the big glass.
The riot police that just line the sides, like with their shields up, blocking all the beer. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be the first example of what happens. So it will be very fascinating what's going to happen. So
I'd be interested to hear. I'd be interested to hear a Cruz Azul fan too, like what they think about what's going to happen.
Oh right, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I think he is going to Mexico. I think.
Yeah, they're going to inflict. Miami is going to inflict damage on both Mexico and the United States through Atlanta and Cruz Azul. So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say this: it's like Jose Martinez. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be taking in a lot more penalties with Messi in town in the future, but
Can you imagine?
He's
Can you imagine? Hey, he's going to step up. He's going to step up to the penalty spot and go, "This is my Barcelona," and he's going to
yeah, right.
slot it up.
Yeah, right. Oh man, yeah, and then I think it's also that like I don't think he's gonna have experienced this type of circus either. Jose Martinez, like
Torino is
experienced stuff.
This in Torino is his biggest forays into the soccer world.
Biggest stops, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's gonna be wild. Like, I can't wait actually. But anyway,
it's all gonna be good. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you for showing up, and we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully next time we can see you again. And we always appreciate your opinion.
Can I ask one more question?
Oh, you absolutely can.
Do it.
Okay. This is. I was gonna ask a question, but it was probably something to just be answered on like an episode later in this week. But one that's not just Atlanta United related. But do you guys think Messi can like lift Miami to the playoffs or like possibly MLS Cup? I don't think that, but at least to the playoffs, especially the fact that they like got destroyed by New England tonight, other than the Martinez penalty. Do you think Messi can like lift them to the playoffs by any chance?
I'll go first.
I mean,
yes,
go for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think they can because we have an expanded playoffs this year. It's pretty easy to get into the playoffs. There's also a lot of like ownership groups and teams that don't care as much. So I think it leaves the door open for Miami to make a resurgence in the later half. It really kind of depends how quickly he gets in there and starts really firing on all cylinders. It remains to be seen if that's something that's possible. So, I mean, best case scenario for them, he comes in, starts firing on all cylinders. I think he can get them there, like bare minimum, like he can kind of just squeak it in. However, do I think that they have a chance at MLS Cup? No. Next year, yeah, they can build on Messi. Maybe bring in some more guys, Messi and friends, quote unquote. We'll see how they edit the roster construction rules for that. Because they will. So, they absolutely will. Like, this is unprecedented. They will break the game in order to make this work. So, I think next year, Miami is going to be the LAFC of the East easily. So, we'll really have to step our game up. And we're gonna have to have something that measures up, at least in maybe not the same pew, but at least the same choir of quality to measure up to Atlanta. So, or measure up to Miami.
I like the metaphor.
Thank you.
Like the metaphor. Yeah, man. No, I think it's going to be very interesting to the degree that it's this. He will only have had maybe roughly like a month and a half of rest from his season with PSG. So that's going to be something that's we're going to have to look to because basically he usually gets at least one more month of rest before his next season starts. So that will, I think, definitely impact his ability to play as many minutes as he might usually. And I think something that will also impact how far they can go is who else they bring in. Because obviously there's Sergio Busquets, there's Antoine Griezmann, who's also circling around MLS as well. Luis Suarez was also rumored. That's least likely, I think, but because he's with Gremio, and I don't think he's wanting to move. But I think we were seeing earlier this season Thiago Almada pretty much carry us, and like that's Thiago Almada, who's just in the very nascent part of his career. We have a in-form he's not in his twilight. Like Messi is still the best player in the world. Yeah, I mean, he can absolutely will them to the playoffs.
I mean, it's
Now,
easy.
I
It's easy
agree
this
with-
year. It's easy to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
years past, maybe
But-
not. But this year, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. But MLS Cup, that's probably one step too far. I think that's where, you kind of have to have, because it's still the same defense. So, like, they have to figure out how to be resolute and also pretty much figure out how to play because Tata likes to press.
Yeah.
Tata likes to play with verticality. That's not going to really happen with Messi. Like, Messi's not pressing. Messi's not, like, that's a difference. And
I will say,
you know,
it would be an indictment on the league if Messi can will them from the worst team in the Eastern Conference to an MLS Cup victory. That is like, what are we doing? That would be
in the first season.
That would be
that
as
probably isn't a
stupid and ridiculous as Messi even being signed in our league to begin with. So,
yeah, exactly. So there's your answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more thing. Especially the fact that Almada is gonna be leaving, we're gonna have to do something about that. And maybe if Robinson leaves, we're gonna have to do something about that as well. With the league changing, like you got Messi coming, you got all these rumors like Griezmann, Angel Di Maria. You got all these people coming now. Remember when the MLS had like nobody? Now they had Gonzalo Higuain, Ibrahimovic, Rooney. Now
the list goes on.
Coming. Yeah, it's just going on. This league's changing. Atlanta's got to do something when Almada's gone. We got to do something with his money, depending on how much we get. Tonight probably wasn't his best performance, other than the assist he had on Gutman's goal, which was great. But
yeah,
it absolutely is. Not just the money, but his production. Like we will really miss his production because he pretty much runs our midfield. So.
Yeah. So one of the things I think, just to put a bow tie on that, is that everyone expects Atlanta to make a move because Atlanta is like one of, pretty much like the LA Galaxy of the East. Like, we are a big team. We're a big old team. People look to us and go, they're the trendsetters in the East. LA Galaxy used to be that, and we are pretty much that right now in the East. And let's say Miami is starting to do what they're doing with these big name players. People are going to now look to Atlanta and say, well, what are you going to do now? And I feel like that puts pressure on the front office. We can continue to do what we've been doing, which is signing young South American talent and then hoping it doesn't bust. Because, it's worked sometimes. It's not worked. It's worked like kind of like 50% of the time. So, I mean, that's not like the best ratio. But like, it's nothing like signing a Messi. So, like, if we're going to remain in the conversation, which Atlanta very much wants to do and is capable of doing, there's no reason why we don't go out into the market and to land a huge player that can then go, here's our answer. You did that. Here's what we're doing. And we are still relevant. And boom, your next move. So I think that that's what we should do. It doesn't have to, we don't have to go away from, like our DNA of signing young South American players and then selling them and doing that kind of thing. But maybe just one, marquee, big signing can really put the league on notice like we did in the past. But hell, hey, if we can get away with not doing that and doing the Joseph Martinez Almiron route again, let's do it. But I'm really thinking, and I've always said this, I wrote this back in 2019, that in an article that that was a flash in the bottle, flash in the pan, like lightning in a bottle. I'm confusing my metaphors. Something's there. And so what I'm saying is that that's probably not going to happen again the same way that it was. So we have to look at some other ways of engineering it. So my thing is, if you develop a really good spine, really good like with Yorgos, Robinson, and Robinson's probably going to leave, but like if we get that spine and we can get like that extra marquee piece that just blows people out, that might be the way to go. I mean, that's kind of what, that's like, it's, but I hear people already saying, no, that's not the way to go, because other teams have tried that and they've always failed, and it's like, yeah, I know, but I don't know. It's like you have to merge the two systems. South American prodigy with marquee experience, because we don't have the experience as much. Yorgos is there for that, and Almada is there for the other part. It's like that's a perfect marriage. If we can continue that synergy, that kind of blueprint, I feel like that would do well. But like bigger, better. So that's the way I would say it. Like Yorgos and Almada, very good for right now. It's like an excellent combination and signing. If we can get a third, like maybe big European marquee player, hey, that hits all the bars for me.
Yeah, it will remain to be seen who that is. Yeah,
or if they even do it.
Sure, but yeah, but all right. Well, Gavin, thank you so much. I think he's frozen a little bit, but
no, he's good. He's hanging out. He's chilling.
Oh, is he?
You're
he's
frozen.
on mine,
You're frozen. No, I'm just kidding. You're
Am
not
I frozen?
No, you're not. You're good.
Yeah, but anyway. So, but yeah, Gavin, thank you so much, man. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you
We'll
guys so much.
see you in the next
Blessed to
one.
be on here.
Absolutely. Thank you,
man.
buddy, for coming on.
Blessed to have you.
Thank you guys very much.
But yeah, man. So, all right. I think it's time for the Wheel of Forfeit.
W.
Unfortunately, I did not do Red Ass.
But he will do it.
I will do it. And whoever is going to do it, kicking it, might miss again.
Might miss again.
We'll find out.
It's not going to be me, though,
We'll
because I
find out.
already did a one of those. I already tried, and I failed. I failed everybody. I'm so sorry about that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely in the 10-day run-up, we will definitely have that. But let's spin it again.
Yeah, give me
the next one.
Second. I gotta
Yep.
pop it on here.
All good. All good. Yeah, I assume Ellie and Patrick are not hanging in.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah. So we will not add them. That would be cruel and unusual.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. That would be a little.
Yeah. So
unfortunate.
you guys aren't here, but
yeah,
you
we
guys are
told
on
you
the
you
wheel.
gotta do this. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Ready? We got this. We got it up. It's me and AJ again going at it. Face off 1v1. Here we go. Round around it goes. And it is on solidly on AJ. Easily AJ this time.
Oh.
Easily AJ.
Okay. All right. So a double forfeit.
Double forfeit.
Okay.
Maybe one day he'll do
What do
it.
we got?
We'll see. All right, let's get. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do now the. Where was I? Why did I go off of that? Jeepers creepers. Let's get back to that. Here's the next wheel, and this is the one of fortune and forfeit. Let's see what AJ is now forced to do. He's got to do a special talent.
Special talent. Okay.
Special talent.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. It will be something.
It will
I
be
might
something.
chef something up. I might play something. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
He's a man of many talents, so who knows?
I appreciate that. Yeah. I guess I'll surprise everybody. Something. But I'm excited. All right. And that'll be interesting. I think I have an idea. Yeah.
Sounds good.
it's,
We are all waiting on bated breath.
I'm sure. But all right. Okay. Well, that will happen. That will definitely happen before the next episode. So, but episode. Or I guess the next live show. We'll call it that. But all right. Well, let's finish off anything that's lingering in the chat.
Yeah, everyone was hoping for spicy for you. So one of these days, it's gonna happen. A lot of spicy
I'm open
references
too.
in the chat. Thanks, Elliot.
like-
Thanks, Strong, for giving your opinions about that. One of these days, we'll get them, boys. One of these days, we'll get them.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the one that I'm least worried about. So
Yeah, you say that. We'll see.
if I have to listen to Nickelback one more time, that's really where.
Well, we're gonna change one specifically for you. That when it like okay, if you miss spicy 10 times in a row, we'll put spicy on whatever the frick it lands on. So like if you land on having to listen to a song you don't want to hear, you have to eat spicy while listening to the song.
No.
Or if it lands on red ass, it has to hit you in the butt with spicy sauce on it.
What? Okay.
Listen, I don't
who's
make the
paying for
rules. I don't make the
Who's
rules.
paying for that laundering? Who's paying for the? That's,
I don't make the rules.
that's
Listen, if the
ridiculous.
chat bequeaths it might have to happen. So I'm just saying.
You say the chat queefs it?
Bequeaths
Okay,
it
we're
to
going off the
you.
rails. Be queen. I got you. Anyway. Okay. Well. Anything else left in the chat?
They're again still very upset that you didn't get something worse. So they really want to see you go down, and I'm there with them. So
Damn, go down. Well, anyway.
by the way,
Everyone-
chat, everyone, if you have suggestions about stuff to put on the wheel, please let me
Yes.
know. Put it in the Discord. If you are not part of our Discord, please join. If you enjoyed watching what you saw tonight, please feel free to retweet it, the stream link, and if you do that, we will retweet it as well. We appreciate any kind of addition and help because this is something we love, and if you love it, we want to band together and expand it and continue it going forward.
Dude, well said. So, all right, guys. Well, let's end the stream then right here and there. But yeah, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. I've been AJ. That's Michael. We love you.